So I'm standing out in one of my small food plots right now, and I've got a problem here. I planted this food plot with a clover seed mix, and as these sprouts have gone up, they germinated very well. But some of them are starting to turn a yellowish color. So that right there does not look healthy. That still looks pretty good, but that's even starting to turn a little bit yellow right there. And that's starting to get a little bit yellowish color. So, and this is all across the plot. It's the same way. Here you can see it again. That's turning yellow right there. These ones are still a little bit green, but then you got a yellow one right there. And more yellow. All over in here, it's doing the same thing. I'm getting lots of good germination, but you know, and some of the plants are doing well. Like this is getting pretty tall. This is a perfect example here. You can see how yellow that is. What this is doing is it's making me nervous that these seeds will germinate and they'll grow a little bit, but then they'll either be stunted or they'll die. So clearly this is an indicator to me that the soil is lacking something here that the plants need. So this location where I'm having a lot of this discoloration is in an area where I used to have a lot of balsams at. And balsams being conifers, they drop a lot of acidity into the soil. And when I cut them down, they even released a lot of that down into the soil. So not a lot of growth has happened in this area. As you can kind of see, it's almost a desert. And I cut down these trees last summer. We're getting a little bit of some vegetative growth that's happening there. But if you go over into this other section of the food plot where there wasn't much balsams, this is just 10 yards away. Look at how much growth I have there. That's all the clover that I had from last year, and it's like 6 inches high. So I've got this like little patch, this little swath that goes to this food plot where everything seems like it's doing well. But everything where the balsams were is just struggling hardcore. So what I'm gonna do is spray it and then give it a week or two and see if the colors look a little bit better in some of these plants that I have growing here. Basically my goal is to see, can buck bribe save my food plot? So I'm back out in this food plot here that I had sprayed just over 2 weeks ago with Buck Bribe liquid calcium. Since that time, some amazing things have happened. So first of all, I got my soil sample back, and this soil up here, where this area where the balsams were, was a 4.8 pH. Horrendous. That's terrible. It called for like 8.5 to 11 tons of lime per acre to fix this. So I'm not going to sit here and claim that Buck Bribe is going to make up for 8.5 to 11 tons worth of lime that needs to get in here and fix this plot. But I'm very, very, very happy, very pleased with the results that I'm seeing. Mind you, on top of all of this, we have had nothing for rain these last 2.5 weeks. So we are in an actual drought in northern Wisconsin. So that has also reduced the amount of growth that should be happening. But as you guys can see, right here, there's quite a bit that has germinated and has taken off. It could be a little bit better if we had more rain, but overall, I'm pretty stinking happy with it. But what I really think I'm most happy with is the color of the plants. So the plants that took the biggest beating were these little guys right here. They're like a brassica, and it's in this food plot seed mix that I have from Grandpa Ray Outdoors. And all of these earlier on were all bright golden yellowish. Now when I look around, I can see that they're almost all pure green. Now walking through this area, I did find this one that's still a little bit yellow, but that's the only one that I spotted that was yellow in the whole area. And even then, that looks a whole lot better than it did 2.5 weeks ago. Now over here in the back corner of my food plot, This is one of the best examples of what this did to my food plot. First of all, this is the most shaded area, tons of trees right here. This is just a small woods plot. And I've got this balsam tree that's right there. Now, I've had a really hard time getting anything to grow in this spot for the first 2 years. So I'm really happy with what I'm seeing here right now, because just 2 weeks ago, this whole area was on the fringe. In fact, all of those plants, especially the brassica ones, were all golden and yellowing. Now, when I look through here, not a single one of them is golden or yellowing. So you can see that one looks pretty good. And as you move further, these look good. That looks good, that looks good. It all looks good. And if you zoom out here and you see, look at all that green growth that's happening in there. Now that might be the one exception, a yellowing plant right there. But even still, going through this whole spot here, it's pretty stinking good. Look at all that. Lots of stuff popping up, and we have had 0 rain. Now, ultimately, I'm going to have to put down some lime in this food plot to make up for this really poor pH. But I do think that Buck Bribe made a big difference in this plot. And the thing that's really important to note is that this was something that happened very quickly. If I was to just go spread lime on this food plot, I would expect results in 1 to 2 years. This produced results in 2 weeks. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention here is look at how the clover is doing in some of the better parts of my plot that have a better pH. Since spraying this stuff, it has exploded in growth. In fact, just 2.5 weeks ago, this stuff was maybe 6 inches tall, and now everything is a foot or tall or taller. So clearly this has been working, and we have 0 rain. Like, nothing has been helping this out at all. So I'm really pleased with how this is working, and I'm excited to see how this product performs on the rest of my food plots. If you're in a situation like what I was in, where the food plot's on the ropes, it might not last, this could be the perfect option for you to do something in the here and now. You could maybe even follow up with some regular liming afterwards, but you could do something right now to get results this year and have a really good food plot. If this product by Buck Bribe interests you, I'll put a link in the description where you can check out more on their website and be able to purchase some of their products. Thanks for watching, guys. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.